Connor, what's this Iowa State team look like to you?
I played against them a lot. They're a team that plays hard. They don't beat themselves. They're tough. They're physical. It's just going to be a game of who does simple better. How well we execute our base plays versus how well they defend our base plays. Stuff like that. And it's going to be a fight.
It seemed like the game at BYU was a little bit uncharacteristic, particularly the penalties. How did y'all correct that from that week to this past week? Y'all had 14 penalties the week before.
Yeah, no, that was for sure not up to our standard at all. We addressed it, we watched them, we learned from it, and just like last week and like including today, we just really put a point of emphasis on like being focused, staying focused, and focusing throughout the whole day of practice from start to finish. So like that's really all it is just focus.
How do you address that going back on the road this week to a similar environment facing a similar team?
It's one of those things where you have to like really like address the issues that happened 2 weeks ago, learn from it, fix it, and apply it to this week. And we know it's going to be loud, we know it's going to be rowdy, we know it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be down to the last play. That's just how Iowa State is. A lot of respect for them, so it's just how we practice versus how they practice.
How do you balance cleaning up those penalties with keeping that edge or taking that next step and bringing the edge to the game?
Just playing green, man. Just doing our base fundamentals out of how we play, which is very fast and physical, and not doing dumb stuff on the fly. If you do dumb stuff on the fly, that's when you get the holdings, blocking the backs, all that stuff. So if you do like what we do every day at a high level, it's just not gonna happen.
What do you like about Richard Reese as a back?
No, he's fast, he's physical, he really likes to run the ball. He makes our life a little bit easier, breaking some tackles, but he's going to score a lot of touchdowns here. So I have very high hopes on him.
Coach Randa mentioned you guys are maybe missing a little bit of that violence that you guys had as an offensive line last year. What do you guys need to do to achieve maybe that same level?
It's just how we practice. You practice how you play, and if you practice violent, you'll play violent. And we haven't had bad practice, but we haven't had practice up to our standard, and we fixed that from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to now, and so we're just starting to stack days. We're stacking days every day, which turns into weeks, which turns like the whole season. So yeah.
What's it like trying to block up who?
I don't really have too many experiences. That's more of like a guard and center question, but from the few experiences I have, he's very strong. He's very quick for his size. Very deceptive, but he's a strong boy. He's very, very strong and fast. So it's not a lot of fun.
Particularly for the younger guys that might have had the big eyes in that BYU game, how much did that experience maybe help them going into this week?
That's stuff you can't like prepare for. With like away games, going in an environment like that, like was like 65,000 fans, all screaming. As a freshman, like it's hard to mock that in practice, and it's just one of those experiences you just have to like go through it to like learn from it. And those guys like again address their issues, like know what the problem was, and we've addressed it. So we just have to perform on Saturday.
Do you remember when it was like that for you?
Yeah.
As a freshman, maybe? Or?
Yeah, I do. Again, like I just had to you can like take as much wisdom as you can, but like ultimately like you have to go through it to like understand how to like handle that noise and stuff like that. And so I've no concerns. Those guys are going to bounce back. We've helped them. We've addressed the issues, and I'm very excited.
Coach talked about halftime of this past weekend being a little bit of a turning point for the team as a whole. Where in the locker room, it felt nervous and uneasy, and then from there, you guys kind of took that step forward. What was the message in that locker room, and who are some of those guys who stepped up and delivered it?
Just like on the offensive side, because we're on the opposite side of the locker room. It was just like the whole line. We're just like, look, like we're playing good, but we're not playing like our level. And it was just like a combination of me, Gall, and Grant. We're just like, look, guys, like we have to step it up, and we did. And so like, the coaches addressed us what we had to fix at half, and like all that stuff. But ultimately, like it was just us like addressing the issues.
It seems like coaches sort of talked about how like the communication from the coaches to the young players, there's been a little bit of a learning curve there, especially in game situations and things like that. Do you feel like you guys have made strides in the communication?
Yeah, for sure. At practice we have like our speakers just blasting music, and that really just helps you like understand, like know what's about to happen. On those away games, and I think all the receivers and skill guys, and like even like the O line and tight ends, like I feel like we've really handled that well, starting today and yesterday and stuff like that. So I'm very excited.
Thank you, Connor.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
A lot of cameras.
Well, Brooks, what's this been like for you? All of a sudden, you're getting you're getting playing time. You're kind of in the middle of the action there. What's this been like?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, stay into it. Had the hamstring injury pretty early in the camp, and it was really hard just to keep the mental aspect into it. But just staying in there, keep grinding with my brothers.
Was there pressure on you guys with Dylan out that first half? How much pressure was there with him out?
Now, I don't really think it's pressure because how much, Tyrone, me, Josh, Jaden, all of us, we work really hard, and we go full reps in and out. So we're always getting the reps, and we're always ready.
What's your style of football as a linebacker? It seems like you're a guy, just from watching you, that kind of ready to just throw his body around.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually become that because in high school I was a safety, and everybody thinks I'm just a coverage linebacker. But, I'm trying to become more than just that.
You had like 7 interceptions when you were, right?
Yes, sir.
So that was when you were at DB. Wasn't it?
Yes, sir. I actually never played linebacker before I got to college.
Did you just put on weight, or?
Yes, sir. I was about 195 when I got here. Now I'm sitting 230.
What does it take to successfully make that move from the defensive backfield to the linebacker?
It's a straight up mindset. It's just, hey, I'm going to fill the A gaps today, or hey, I'm scared. You got to pick one or the other.
Obviously,
They recruited you as a linebacker, right?
Yes, sir.
you're scouting Iowa State. What's it like not seeing Brock Purdy and Brees Hall on film?
They're still just as physical as always, so we're going to have to get in there and stick our nose into it.
What do you think of their QB, Deckers?
I think he looks really good. He's really good at getting the ball out. It's always different seeing a lefty, but he looks real good. He looks smooth.
What do you take away from the BYU game going back on the road to another similar environment this week?
Yeah, I think this is similar team-wise too. Like people always talk about, hey, BYU's a physical team. Well, since I've been here, they say the same thing about Iowa State. So we just got to be more physical than they can.
Do you feel like you'll be better prepared, handling a different environment, things like that, after having played at BYU?
Yeah, I think we still have a lot of steps to take, and we're still early in the season, but I think we're going to take a huge step this weekend.
What's the biggest thing that you learned from that first road game that maybe isn't as much of a surprise the second time that you do it in the season?
Yeah, it really was. I think a lot of us, Coach Aranda talks about it a lot, the wide eyes when we got out there. But I think we know what to expect now, so we just got to get out there and play ball.
Coach Aranda talked about Iowa State not really making any mistakes, not beating themselves. How are you guys working towards doing that yourselves and being able to play green this week?
Yeah, it starts out with today. If we have the penalties all throughout the week, it's just going to carry over. So we just got to get better throughout the week and carry it into Saturdays.
What would have been your overall thoughts on the defense through a couple games now?
I think we've done well, especially in the run game. I think we can do a whole lot better when it comes to the pass game, whether that goes for coverage, pressure, anything. I think it's still so early in the season, and we're good, but we can be so much better.
What are those things that you see that you kind of maybe reminds you of, we saw this out of the defense last year, and that gives me hope for what we can become?
Yeah, like I said, it's just so early. We're going to become so much better. Like in December, we're going to look back now and be like, wow, how were we running it that way, and now we're running it like this.
You said taking a huge step. What would taking a huge step look like to you? What would you guys be doing differently?
Honestly, right now it's the communication aspect. We get out there, and we're not sure, hey, if we're going to make this call or this call. But it starts out here when we start calling it, get it right the first time, do it again the second time, do it again the third time, master the craft, and just keep doing it.
What does it do for the defense to have a big guy like Apu plug in the middle up there?
As a linebacker, it helps a lot. It definitely defines your gap, so that helps a lot.
And Coach has been saying, he's becoming more of a leader, maybe a little more vocal. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm seeing leaders come from all throughout right now. Apu, TJ, you got Dylan, you got Devin in the back end, both Devins, all three Devins actually. We got a lot of Devins.
In terms of, we talked about that first half without Dylan this past Saturday. In the moment, obviously, it's not great because you don't have one of your leaders out there, but maybe a couple weeks from now, can that give confidence to guys because you guys kind of had to fill those roles and step up, and you showed that you guys can still play well defensively without him?
Yeah, I think the confidence actually goes a long way because I've seen, even in Tyrone, I've seen the confidence go up like leaps and bounds. And the more confident he gets, the better he plays.
Brooks, particularly the pass rush. What was the difference in the second half? Because y'all got very little pressure on him in the first half. Y'all wound up with like 2 sacks, 4 QB hurries in the second half.
Yeah, that was I think a total mindset. I think we went into the first half a little sluggish, and went into the second half and we talked it out a little bit and said, hey, do we want to be the team we want to be? And we had to go out there and show it.
How do you keep yourself from being sluggish at this time? Because that's been a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, it has, and I honestly think it was an issue last year too. We used to start slow and then work our way back in the second half. But if we want to be the team that we want to be, it's got to start from the first quarter and end on the last play of the game.
Thanks, Brooks.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.